Hey, fellow toy fans, Toy Guru Neitlich here, bringing you another inside look into the toy industry on the Spector Creative channel. And while I spend a lot of time talking about the toy aisles at retail, I've also mentioned how much these aisles depend on kids, parents, grandparents, and gift givers to support the pegs, or rather to support items that need to be on the pegs. And I've noted that collectors, adult collectors, usually wind up being about 20% of total sales. So if this is true, then why even bother having collector product? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense just to skew product completely aimed at kids, since they're buying the majority of product? It seems like a better use of precious aisle space. And obviously retailers absolutely have displays in their aisle and on end caps aimed at older toy fans. So obviously toy manufacturers and toy retailers are aware of the collector community. Now, albeit many times when collector SKUs are designed, they do kind of wind up on clearance. Again, because there's not enough of us to support retail, which is exactly why retailers like Walmart and Target have what's called the collector spot or the collector wall, which is not in the toy aisle, but rather behind electronics. Now, it has been shrinking of late, and that's also, again, because it's only a small number of customers at the end of the day, that 20% of total toy fans. And even this area, the collector spot, has gone on clearance and has had items sort of, well, basically removed as quickly as possible to make room for items that will perform better on pegs. So all of this absolutely begs the question, why even bother? If there were not that enough to support the retail aisle and there's even a shrinking collector wall, why even do this at all? Why make collector product? Well, there's actually a very good answer to that, and collectors do bring a lot to the table, even if it's not in direct sales. And that is the advantage that they have for toy makers and, more importantly, for the studios that are putting out the content these toy lines are based on. Because the studios view consumer product not necessarily as, I mean, they do make royalties, but they're really there to promote the content. Which is why when you go to a toy aisle, you see these really big signs that kind of literally leap off of the end caps, and this is actually called a feature end cap, which means there's usually a giant item on top, albeit a dinosaur or a superhero, that's meant to draw you into the aisle. Even without end caps, you see this placed throughout retailers where there will be large dump bins or pop-out displays that, again, are there to attract you, to pull you into the aisle, or to just promote that this movie, this content is out as you're passing it. You don't even have to come down the aisle. Now, when you're dealing with the adult collector fan base, which are usually the most emotional, the most devoted, and the most passionate about properties, and that can include toys and their content, well, we do a huge job of bringing a lot of publicity. So when there's special events for collectors, like the Star Wars Midnight Madness, these events generate a huge amount of press in the mass media. And now that we're living in a world of social media and online posting, yeah, collectors and the noise that they make when they're buying toys, that is the main reason that studios and toy manufacturers and retailers keep product at market for them. Because whether or not they find the items, whether or not they're buying the items, they make a lot of noise and a lot of content. They make their own content online specifically about this product. So that can draw in even more consumers, parents that may not have even known there was a toy line, because let's face it, there aren't really toy commercials anymore. So by doing collector product and having collectors create original content, reviewing figures, unboxing figures, talking about what sells, what doesn't sell. I mean, heck, if you're on this channel and you're watching this video, this is literally an example of that. It's very meta, I know. It's like me watching me watching me. So yes, that is the benefit to collectors. Yes, the sales are nice, and it's always great when you can get 20% more sales. But it's the content, the media, the PR, and the noise that collectors make at conventions, online, and anywhere. And the idea is that this noise is then going to bleed over to families to inform them that there is product for them to buy for their kids, which are the bulk of sales. That's why collectors have a home, and that is why toy companies, manufacturers, and retailers support the adult toy collector. I hope you enjoyed this video and it clarified the role that collectors play in the toy buying experience. Let me know what you think. Share this video with others if you can. It's the best way to show support for this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.